Right. Do it.
So, good afternoon, or good morning, whenever you're listening to it. This is Gareth Bottomley and Gareth James from 1 Hour Networking.
Hello.
We thought we'd have a bit of a chat today, Gareth, just about why we set 1 Hour Networking up, what we're getting out of it, who's coming to it, how many people we've had. So, what's your thoughts? Where do you see it at the moment?
Well, basically, 1 Hour Networking came about pretty much I was walking the dog. And we already do other networking and stuff like that, and I thought to myself, well, it's a little bit long-winded. So what could we do if I was doing it? How would I do it different? So I had some thoughts, came back, sat down, give you a call. And I went, hey Gareth, what do you think about this? And you went, well, that's a good idea, but what if we did this as well? And what if we threw that in? Ooh, what if we capped it at 30 and then we did that? What would the timings be? And then it was just this brainstorming session, and we were like, should we give it a go? And lo and behold, here we are.
We're 2 months into it now? 2 months into it? Yeah. 2 months into it, we've had, 120 people, businesses through?
Yeah.
So 120 different businesses have visited 1 Hour Networking.
Yeah.
We know we've had some successes. We know business has been written. We know there's plenty of business meetings being done, and we know there's plenty of referrals being passed. Yeah. We've had some great success stories from people.
Totally, and like Gary Ainley, posting on LinkedIn on one of the posts saying, I've picked up 2, 3, 4 clients from 1 Hour Networking, and everybody, people who come tend to rave about it. I find. I had a chat with Amy, and basically she was saying she loves it, absolutely loves it, and yeah, it's really good to hear back as well, though, because the thing that made me think, do you know what? I think we've actually hit on something here, Gareth, is quite simply, after our first official meeting, because we had the pilot, where we got people we know to come and say, well, yeah, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And give us some feedback. But they all kind of went, yeah, really, really good. But after our first meeting, Tony Carter called me and said, would you put one on a Wednesday? So originally we thought, well, let's do one every Thursday. We'll just let's see how it goes. And then Tony's saying, can you do a Wednesday as well? So now every Wednesday and Thursday morning, 8 till 9 o'clock, we run, and we're getting 20 to 30 people per meeting.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. And the session's all about the participants.
Yeah.
It's not about you and I. You and I organise it and get the people together. We have an agenda where they have to do some elevator pitches, they do some 40 seconds presentations where they're really just introducing themselves.
Yeah.
One of the delegates has an opportunity to do 5 minutes and more about what they do. And then we move them all out into breakout rooms, and they've got 4 or 5 people in a room where they can learn a lot more about them over 25 to 30 minutes. And they can have a really, really in-depth business meeting with these people. And I think that's the real key point. It's the USP with what we're doing, to make sure that people are getting the best out of the money that they're spending. And it's not a lot of money.
No, not a lot of money at all. At the end of the day as well, one of the things, Steve Cooper said, one of the things he thinks that we're better than others is because, quite simply, we hand out the delegate list. So the evening before, everybody has to book before 4 o'clock the night before, and then basically we'll compile a list of who's coming and their LinkedIn profile and their business and their website, and we send that out. But now the big thing afterwards as well, the follow-up email, is where we say, right, here's all the attendees' email addresses, get these one-to-one set up. Because at the end of the day, the meeting is not, the networking meeting is just an introduction.
Of course it is.
It's all it is.
One of our delegates sent out a Calendly request.
Oh, yeah.
All the people who've been to on 1 Hour Networking.
Yeah.
And within an hour, he said he got 14 business meetings set up.
That was Jonathan. That was Jonathan, wasn't it? Yeah.
14 business meetings within an hour, ready to set up over his diary for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. Where he's got an opportunity to tell them more about what he does and more about what they do, so they can get some synergy together. It's just brilliant.
And find out more about them as people. Because I just had a chat with Charlotte Booth, and she's in Swindon, and she comes to our 1 Hour Networking. So geography doesn't matter. We get people from London. I think we've had now 3 capital cities: London, Rome, and Tokyo. I think.
Tokyo's the furthest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to start doing a map. and also Mozambique, was it?
Mozambique, yeah, Mozambique.
Yeah. So we're getting people from all over coming, and enjoying the networking and stuff. But I had a one-to-one with Charlotte, and it was brilliant because you find out more about people. I mean, she was an Egyptologist.
Wow.
For goodness sakes, for 20 years, I think she said. It was amazing. I was like, wow, fascinating. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
To say you don't get out of Keithley, that's the right result.
Exactly. It is that. It's just an introduction. And I don't know about you, but one of the things I always get in these one-to-ones, because obviously we don't go into the breakout rooms.
No, we don't see what happens now.
Yeah, we have to control the whole thing. So basically, I always get people. I organize a one-to-one with all the people who come along, and they go, "What is it you and Gareth do when we're in the breakout room?" And I'm like, "Well, to be really honest with you, we run timers and talk nonsense."
Absolutely, absolute nonsense for 25 minutes.
Yeah, for the whole 25 minutes. Just
sets me up for the day.
It does, it really does. And that's the best thing as well, though, because we see them come back out of the breakout rooms. And one of the best feelings I get is the emotion that comes out of these breakout rooms with them. And they come out bouncing, ready to go, ready to rock and roll.
You just have to ask them if they've enjoyed themselves in the room and the smiles on their faces. They know they've got some business appointments to set up, and they know they've got a great day ahead of them because they've had a really good start to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if anybody out there, if you're out there and you're doing online networking, then basically I recommend you give 1 Hour Networking a try, because I don't think you regret it. There's no membership fees. You don't have to pay us hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You can just come along for a simple meeting fee. You come along and just you enjoy it, and I think you probably will. And then we'd love to see you come back again.
Could be the best hour you spend next week.
Exactly. So
thanks, Gareth.
Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you later.
You will. Bye.